Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another one of our market update videos. We're renaming this series, and I'll tell you why and when we get into the video. Hi, everyone. I'm Katie Evans, owner and lead agent of the Living 48 real estate team. Welcome back to another one of our market update videos, but we're going to be renaming this series, and it's going to be our market review. And this will make more sense to you if you have been following this video series for a while, because whenever we film the video, we're actually talking about last month's numbers. And we've also started another video series that is kind of a weekly, really quick shoot from the hip sort of video series that you'll find on our social media channels called Market in a Minute. So every single week on Market in a Minute, we're going to be giving you what's happening right then, the numbers right then for that week. It's going to be really fast. It's going to be really succinct. But then we'll also once a month be doing this market review video where we're going to go back and look at what happened in the Arizona real estate market the month before, review all the numbers just like we always had, looked at all of our December factoids for this month. And we're going to keep that one very similar. We're just renaming it to make sure that it's better reflective of what the content video is all about. So thanks for living through that long-winded introduction, and let's launch right into our video. Let me pull up our factoids here for you so that you can see everything that I am seeing here. And hopefully you have got all this right there for you as well. So let's run through the numbers. All right. So looking back, again, we're looking at what happened in December of 2023. You'll notice in the bottom right-hand corner, I put down what month we're filming this in, but the numbers are going to be reflective of what is set in the screen. So it'll make more sense to you now, I believe. Our old video series, everybody was like a month off and it was confusing. So anyway, in the month of December, what we did is we saw our supply, and remember, our supply number is an annualized number. So our supply number went from 3.5 to 3.1 months worth of inventory. So that number dropped. We're going to talk about that in a hot minute. Our inventory number, again, this is a 30-day rolling number. Sometimes they're in jive with each other, sometimes they are not. But our inventory number went from 80 to 74 days right now, our inventory. So what that means, both of those numbers mean that if, for example, an inventory, if no other houses came on the market, how many days until we had no more inventory to sell based on the rate that things have been selling over the last 30 days. So right now we have about 74 days worth of inventory. Okay. Now, both of those numbers, the supply and the inventory number, went down in December. This is not normal for our seasonality. Normally, we see those numbers have a quick little uptick towards the end of the year. More people have their houses on the market. But it seems like this last year in 2023, everybody's like, you know what, we don't want to deal with it. Things aren't selling, it's taking too long, whatever. And there were quite a few houses that got pulled from the market in December. So that inventory number, instead of taking its seasonal uptick, actually took an unseasonable decline. All right. Active days on market. This has been going on for a little bit while we are expecting this. Remember, these are statewide and price point wide numbers. Okay. So your neighborhood, your price point, these numbers could look very, very, very different. So this is just generalized Arizona real estate numbers. So our active days on market went up from 86 days to about 96 days average on market. Same things with our closed days on market. That went from 58 to 61. That is totally in line with seasonality, just because it's the holidays, it takes things longer to sell, that kind of a deal. So not worried about that number at all. Now let's look at our active price per square foot. That number has gone up again, not by a ton. It only went up by 32 cents from November, but we're looking at about $357.63 for the price per square foot of our active listings. Okay, now let's go over to our sold price per square foot. This is what happened in the last 30 days. Big discrepancy between these numbers, okay? Our average sold price per square foot over the last 30 days is $285.08. All right. That's $1.01 change from November to December. So bringing that to your attention. Why? Again, price points, locations, all that is going to play into that number. But we are finding right now that about 48% of all closings are showing that they're giving concessions. Sellers are giving concessions to the buyer. Okay. We're going to talk about that in a minute too. And the median of those concessions is about $10,000. So trying to get our sellers prepared that we are entering and we have been in a more balanced market, and the negotiating power is about equally balanced between the seller and the buyer. All right, so there are concessions being given right now, and at least 1/3 of all of the available homes that sold saw at least some kind of a price adjustment during their list time. So that is some very interesting information for our sellers to just take note of right now while we're in a more balanced market. We're going to go back to the supply and inventory numbers to discuss that in a hot minute. Let's go on to our, let's see, our average sales price right now across the state of Arizona is down a little bit at $361. Sorry, I'm tripping all over my words today. And our 30-day median sold is also down just a little bit to $430,000. Wow. Struggling with the numbers already in the new year. Okay. So those numbers are also coming down a little bit, but what that tells you is if you look at the median and the average, that's really our bread and butter price point here in Arizona. So before, when we had a maybe more affordable market, you would see those numbers down in the 200s, 300s. So over the last several years, our affordability has become an issue, and you all have experienced that. You've ridden that growth roller coaster, and you've been trying to buy homes. That's what you've been experiencing. These are great numbers to share with our younger generation, our first time to buy home buyers, so that they understand that when they are going to be buying their first homes, they're going to have dollar figures attached to them closer to this range, especially if they're looking at a single family property. So that is just something to take note of and start. Let's help people get a proper expectation of what's happening here in the Arizona real estate market. And those numbers are pretty solid. When we're talking movement, we're talking not a lot of movement. We're talking maybe $1,000 here and $1,000 there. So it's not a lot of movement over the last several months between the average and median sold. Okay, moving along to our average sold over the last 12 months. That has been $555,972. So again, compare that to the last 30 days. Not a ton of movement. And our last year median sold $430,000. It's exactly the same as our last 30-day median sold. So you can see those numbers are really, really fairly solid. We are settling into our market. We are stabilizing. It should start to feel a little calmer to everybody. That is really what I want to bring out in that. Okay, so let's circle back around really quick because I talked about the buyer's market, the seller's market, and the balanced market. So when we talk about those numbers, I want you to look at the supply numbers specifically. Kind of the ranges that we use to describe different markets is this. A seller's market is going to be when we have inventory numbers between 0 months and 2-ish months. At 3 months is where we're at a balanced market. Again, meaning who has the power, the negotiating power. In a seller's market, the sellers have the negotiating power. In a balanced market, it's pretty well equal. You're going to expect some give and take on both sides. And in a buyer's market, which we would consider anything 4 months plus worth of inventory, that is going to be a buyer's market where they have the negotiating power. Boy, have we not seen one of those here in Arizona in a really long time. Okay, we charged into 2024, meaning we ended December of 2023, moving into 2024 with about 15,000 listings available in the marketplace. That is down 5% month over month, again, contrary to seasonality, and down 9% year over year. But we are up about 38% from 2021. Okay, so that is great. December put up only 5,000 and change new listings, which is not surprising. the lowest month of 2023 and the second lowest month for new listings in the last 10 years. The lowest was 4,584, and that was back in 2022. We are in a supply shortage. Okay, sorry, excuse me for that. So anyway, this is the lowest year of available listings on the market in more than 10 years. So our average new listing count is usually somewhere between 106,000 new listings, but in 2023, we really experienced a 25% decrease from the norm. So we got lots of fun people talking outside. I had to go close my door. We got some great agents working hard out in our agent workstation. Okay, so let's talk about under contract. So again, moving from December into January, we are seeing that about 5,294 units are under contract. Again, not really up to seasonality. We're down 12% month over month, down 10% year over year, and down 45% from 2021. So that's what you can guess. So this is the lowest start to a January since at least 2015. And normally we start off the year with about 8,000 plus properties under contract. So that is interesting, just to take note. Now, a lot of people want to know what's going on with the distressed market. So let me throw this in there for you. Right now, our distressed properties have dropped down to 31 possible properties in all of the state of Arizona. And our pre-foreclosures are at 15. And when we're talking pre-foreclosures, a lot of times what is happening here is that it is a forced equity sale, meaning somebody's getting divorced. They stopped paying on the property. Somebody's parents died. They didn't want to deal with it, and they've just sort of walked away from the property. But there's equity in these homes. So you're not necessarily even going to be getting a deal on these pre-foreclosure properties because they may just be forced equity sales. So that is something to just kind of consider. We are still in a very, very healthy market. Again, if you go down to that market factoid of what is our average, down at the very, very bottom where it shows our appreciation, we are looking at a very healthy market. We want to see that appreciation somewhere between the 4 and the 6% range. And we're seeing that right now. So we're in a healthy market. We're not expecting things to bottom out, and people keep waiting for that to happen. Once the interest rates come down, they've been bouncing around a little bit, and you guys have seen them come down. We've seen them come back up just a little bit. The Fed's talking about making at least 3 drops again this next year in 2024. So what that's going to do to your interest rates that are available to you, we don't know, but they're talking about them coming down still more. So all of that is going to help increase demand for our marketplace, which already has very, very limited supply. And we all know what happens when that happens is then our market becomes hotter and hotter and hotter. So right now we are in a balanced, calm, stable market. There are equal opportunities for buyers and sellers out there. Now, really, 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 really is a great time to purchase a property or start the discussion about it. So if you've been talking about buying or selling real estate, please, let's start that conversation. Let's look at what the marketplace looks like right now. Let's talk about what's going to happen over this next year. This next year is going to be a huge year. It is an election cycle year. We're going to watch interest rates. We're going to watch the economy. We're going to watch the recession. We're going to watch all of these things, and they are going to affect real estate prices. However, historically, statistically, long-term, real estate is a very great and very safe investment for you. And to get in sooner rather than later is the best choice. So if you've been contemplating it, let's have a conversation. You guys, thanks so much for watching our market review video. We're super excited to start into this 2024 year and see what the real estate market in Arizona brings to us. As always, we are here to be a resource for you to help answer any questions. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are here and we are more than willing to start those discussions, answer those questions, and send you the resources that we have. So thanks again for watching, and we will catch you next month on our market review video.